This is the plaintiff, Stephanie Savon. She says she and the defendant were very good friends, and when she did the girl a favor, her dog bit her. The defendant asked her to go into her house to get some clothes for her daughter. She opened the door and then, woof, woof, the defendant's dog attacked her. She had no idea the girl even had a dog, and now she's out $3,719 in medical bills and is suing for just that today. These are the defendants, Cindy, staff chef, and Jonna, Steve. Cindy says the plaintiff took her daughter into the house, got her some clothes, left the house, and never said a word about a dog bite. The woman's never showed her any bills or a bite mark, and she thinks the story sounds pretty darn fishy. They're accused of concealing a canine.
Stephanie Savon?
Yes.
You are suing Cindy, staff chef, and John Esteve, how do I pronounce your last name?
Esteve.
Esteve, for $3,719 that you were out in pain and suffering and medical bills as a result of being bitten by her dog.
Correct.
What happened?
Cindy had asked me to watch her daughter a couple of days on September 22nd and 23rd.
How did you two know each other?
We knew each other from way back in high school, and then we connected about, I guess about a year and a half ago, and she moved back from Arizona in May, and she was storing some things at my house.
So were you guys really good friends?
You know what, it was just a matter of...
would you socialize? Did you guys go out, I don't know, would you guys go out to dinner? Would you?
No, we talked, you know, we just talked and, you know, just, talked on the phone, things like that, but we didn't really go out. But then I would watch her daughter.
Okay, you would watch her daughter. Would she pay you for that?
No.
So how often did you watch her daughter? How many times did you watch her daughter?
A lot. I mean, the one summer I had her for a week straight.
A week straight?
Mm-hmm. She stayed at my house.
Okay, but you're not friends who go to dinner. I'm finding that so odd. Did she have your daughter for a week straight?
Not for a week straight, no. And we got back to being friends.
We actually threw a birthday party for her at our house.
Is that accurate?
Well, that was a year after she already moved back from...
Okay, but I'm just trying to figure out the scope of the friendship where you trust her with your 8-year-old daughter. Because your daughter's how old? 8?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's... I say something that I think is going to get a yes, we were, and then I hear, no, not really. We weren't good friends. What?
I say yes, we were.
Okay. So when did your daughter spend a week or almost a week with her?
Well, she would spend various times here and there. Stephanie had a pool, and we were staying at my cousin's house until we had a place.
No.
Okay. So this was sort of your, like, adopted kind of... I mean, you must have enjoyed spending time with her.
I do. I love her. She's a great little girl.
So let's get to what happened here. Go ahead, because I'm never going to understand this little arrangement. Go ahead.
So on this day, I picked Teresa up from Cindy's job.
Teresa's a child.
Yeah.
Okay.
I picked her up. Cindy worked at Cindy's job, and Cindy told me she forgot her cheerleading outfit. So she said, will you go to the house? So we went to the house, and when I went to open the door, I opened the door, put the key in, opened the door.
To her house?
To her house.
Okay.
And I didn't know they got a new dog. And the dog attacked me. He bit my left arm.
Wait. So you had no idea there was a dog?
Absolutely not.
The little girl had not told you there was a dog?
No, absolutely not.
So you walk in, and what happens?
So I walked in, and the dog attacked me, and it got my left arm. It scratched, like, my side, and then it went right into my elbow. And I was, like, screaming. I was trying to get out of the house.
How did the dog attack you? Bit you?
Yeah.
Okay. So did you have a puncture wound?
Yeah.
On both elbows or one elbow?
This one just had, like, a minor one, but this one went right down to the bone, yeah.
Whose dog is it? How long had you had that dog?
I got the dog July 14th.
And the date of this occurrence was September 23rd?
Correct.
From July to September, it just didn't come up in conversation, we got a dog?
She was there the day before in my house helping Teresa find soccer shin guards.
I don't know what that means.
She was in my house. She had to see the dog.
Were you in the house the day before getting shin guards?
I have to qualify that. I was, however, I had to pick the daughter up at the bus stop because CPS was at the house and the dog was in the backyard. So
What's CPS?
Child Protective Services.
Was that what house?
Her house. So
and nobody else was at her house?
She was speaking with the lady, and I asked her, she said the dog, when I asked her the next day, I said I didn't know about the dog. She said he was in the backyard while I was talking to the lady.
CPS was at your house?
Yes.
Over what?
Because my daughter is diabetic, the older daughter, and my mother is trying to get custody of that daughter. So she's trying to say that she's not getting medical attention, but she's got a brand new diabetic pump and everything, so it was unfounded, the whole thing. But this woman was at my house
So you
doing
get
her
bit
case.
and you go where?
I didn't know what to do, and I took the little girl to make sure she made cheerleading practice, and then I went to Cindy's job to return the keys, where she gave me alcohol swabs and Band-Aids to put on it.
According to you, she never even told you she got bit.
Not to that extent. She came and said, the dog bit me, and she showed me
Wait,
her arm.
did she also say, I didn't know you had a dog?
No. And I said, are you okay? And she said, I'm fine, I'm going to work, I have to go. And she went to work.
And did you
And
give
that
her
was
a
the
bit?
last I heard
So
of
you
it.
did see the injury?
Yeah, I saw it was 2 dots. And she said she was fine. And that was the end of it. That was the last I heard of it until she went to the hospital.
The same day she went to the hospital. You went to the hospital the same day?
Yes.
Did you go to work first?
I did try to go to work. I can't afford to take off. I bartend. I can't afford to take off.
So you went to work, and what happened?
I tried to, and the arm swelled up, and it was oozing. It wasn't even like blood. It was like liquid oozing out of it.
Right.
And my boss, it was swelled up. They're like, you have to. I couldn't move it, first of all, and I tried to. And they said, you got to go take care of it. And I called.
So you went into the emergency room the same day, not
Correct.
5 days later or
No.
any such not. You went into the emergency room the same day, and they charged you $2,275, correct?
That was the hospital bill, yes.
That's the hospital bill. And you are suing for that money plus another $444 ER doctor bill. Tell me about that. That's a
I don't-
follow-up visit?
I didn't know that, here's the photo from the hospital, but.
Yeah, let me see the photo from the hospital.
I didn't know that the ER doctor is a separate bill than the hospital bill.
Yeah.
So I didn't even realize I just got that.
Let me see it. Nobody took pictures of the actual wound?
I didn't think to do
That's
it. I didn't
always a
think
good
I was
idea
going to
to
have a
do.
problem. You can still see the puncture wound in my arm.
Really? Come forward. Yep, I can.
It's on that,
Yeah,
on the
see.
bottom, and then even on this for the first one.
Okay, go ahead, you can go back.
Thank you.
So explain to me, either one of you, whoever wants to tell me, what is your defense?
So does somebody have a duty to tell a guest who walks into a house, hey, by the way, I have a dog?
Yes, they do.
Why?
Because they're responsible for it.
Well, they're responsible, but do they have a duty to say there's a dog?
Well, they should. People can be afraid of dogs. People can be allergic to dogs.
And a dog can bite.
And it's dangerous.
You all buying that?
Yes.
You buying that?
Yeah, definitely. For sure.
Okay, for sure. Going inside the courtroom.
We don't even know that this was our dog that did this. My daughter knows nothing about this. I asked her, I said, did Stephanie get bit when she brought you, home to get changed? And she looked at me like I was crazy. I said, where did
It's
Stephanie
very rare I
stand?
get a not my dog defense when it's inside your house.
But that's what
and
I'm
she tells
saying
you
is-
immediately that it happened in your house.
The first time I heard about this was when the landlord called me to tell me that Stephanie went to his place of business and tried to shake him down for $2,500
Why would that be
cash.
shake him down?
Well, first of all, it's not his dog.
Yeah, but it's his property, so she tries to get you to pay because
Well,
she
she
doesn't
went
want to
and
pay.
told-
Just a second.
I'm sorry.
She's out several $1,000s in a hospital visit because hospital visits are expensive. A dog bites you, and the day before CPS is at your house because supposedly you're not taking care of your daughter, you might be worried you might get rabies. So you might have to go to the hospital to make sure that your arm is not something you lose the use of. So she goes, and not even at her own behest, but at the behest of her boss who's watching something ooze. I know that she gets IV therapy when she's there because I have a picture of it and I see the bill for it. I know that she ends up getting flushed, her system ends up getting flushed, and she gets a shot, I guess a rabies shot. They give you a rabies shot, which is incredibly painful. And your defense is, how do we know it's my dog that bit her? Or it's not that big a deal, it wasn't that big a deal.
She didn't tell me she was going to the hospital. Last I saw, she said, I'm fine, I'm fine. She never called me and said, I'm going to the hospital. I
What
would have
difference
taken
would
her
that
to the
make?
hospital. I would have taken her.
But she's not
would've known
suing
it was
you for
gone.
the ride to the
She
hospital.
didn't tell me about this until way later. And then she asked me to pay the bill later on. And then she didn't even go and get a police report until 5 weeks after it happened.
Okay, but she told you the day that it happened. So
But
it's not like you don't think it
My
happened.
child was with her, and when I asked her, she didn't know anything about it.
I tend not to trust you on that.
I'm sorry. I asked the child, she said she doesn't know anything about it.
Because you claim, oh, I know nothing about it. It's not that big a deal, blah, blah, blah. And those things you can't possibly think are a legitimate defense. When someone is invited into your house, you still have a duty to either restrain a vicious dog or at a minimum warn a person, hey, there's a dog there, you're a stranger to the dog, So you need to warn somebody. And when you don't, that is your negligence. And when your dog ends up biting somebody, that is your negligence. And it is not an answer to say, oh, butch up. It's ridiculous. Not even the most minimal effort to say to somebody who's supposed to be important to you, okay? Look, what can we do? $20 a week, something. I know it's not much, something, but nothing. The silence roars. Why? Because it's not in your best interest. Your best interest, which is all you care about, is just avoiding it. Good luck, my friend. As far as pain and suffering is concerned, dog bites hurt, and rabies shots hurt more than dog bites. I find in your favor in the full amount of your claim, $3,719.
So the plaintiff has collected and then some. What's your reaction to this outcome? Could you stand right next to her, please?
We don't know that this was the dog that bit her. You know, I mean, she showed me a dot on her arm. Who knows even if it happened at our house?
Now you two were good friends, right?
We were friends, and it was both ways. I mean, we did stuff for her, too, that just
So
wasn't
you were
mentioned.
good friends. So why would a good friend turn around and try to pin these bills on you all of a sudden?
Because she's a nut job. She is a drama queen. She is a nut job.
That's your...
If you knew the background.
That's your good friend you're talking about now?
No, she's
You try to
out
help
there.
somebody, then you can't help someone that doesn't
She's
want to
out
help
there.
themselves.
All right, right around the corner, okay? Thank you. All right, so the plaintiff has won her case. Come on out here. You satisfied how this finally comes out?
No, it ruined a friendship, you know?
Mm-hmm. You miss her daughter?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I had that little girl all the time.
Yeah. And for your former friend to be, talking about you the way she did just now here in the hallway, you heard what she said.
Well, then, if I'm a nut job, and you're letting your kid come stay with me and spend weeks at my house at a time, then there's something wrong with you to let your child go with someone who's sick.
What do you got, Harvey?
You know, an even bigger point is that in many states, if a dog bites a person, the dog owner is automatically responsible for the medical bills. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.